we're climbing to the trailhead. You can see Lone Pine in the distance. Okay, so we're in the car driving to the trailhead. You'll see we're about to pass a cyclist. And just for some trivia, we started at about 3,000 feet in Lone Pine and we're heading up to just under 10 at the trailhead. So
it's about 75 in Lone Pine.
And it was about 75 degrees in Lone Pine and it's about 63 right here. So. Getting chillier.
Good morning. Welcome to day one of another backpacking trip. We, after looking at all the road conditions and the passes, we are at the Cottonwood Pass trailhead at Horseshoe Meadows campground at about 10,000 feet.
Yep.
Just getting started. It's around 10 in the morning. We just saw a big group heading out. So we're on our way with the heaviest packs of the trip. Good luck to us. Day one update, we've been going for a little over an hour. The trail is very gentle starting out, which is nice. We think we're just gonna start doing some climbing here, so took a quick break. Yeah, weather's nice, trail's good so far, and we're gonna keep climbing. So far so good. It's another great day in the Sierras. Amazing day one. We're at the top of Cottonwood Pass.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. We were just saying it wasn't that bad at all. Nice switchbacks. I mean, part of it is that we're in prime backpacking shape right now, but the weather was like
70s.
yeah, and it feels like 60 in the shade.
Oh yeah.
I'm like usually going up the pass, I'll be pretty sweaty. I'm a little sweaty, but not that bad. Like no wind. Chatted with a few day hikers coming down, real friendly, and they're going for Whitney on Thursday. We think we're going to be on Friday. The weather looks good, so just an amazing Tuesday out here. So we're headed to Chicken Spring Lake, and then we're going to hopefully, I think we're both feeling real good right now, push on a bit further. We saw from far out where there's some camping off the PCT, and that's probably what we're going to end up staying for the night. So we'll check in later. Northbound. Just hooked up back with the PCT. Feels good. So there's Chicken Spring Lake down there. There's camping down there, but we're gonna push on.
So I got to the top of a little bit of switchbacks, and I looked back, and it looks like Brian was going down the switchbacks after taking some pictures. So hopefully he redirects and he'll be up here soon. But the view is amazing. There's Chicken Lakes, and then I don't know what meadow is behind me. Horseshoe maybe? Or no, that was near the trailhead. I don't know. Another meadow is there. And you can see the start of the Snow-Capped Mountains. So I finally spotted Brian coming up the trail. I can just see his bright hat. He's hiding behind trees, but he's on his way. So this is a great view at the top of the lakes. And Brian should be popping up soon. Hopefully. Oh, here's Chicken Lakes in the meantime. Oh, gotta walk over to show you. Here he is!
Hey, hey.
Did you go down the trail the wrong way after taking a picture?
So some would say that I had a navigation error. I would say I just wanted to check out the lake a little bit more. So yeah, I went down for a couple tenths of a mile. I was like, I don't think the PCT crosses another lake this soon. Wait, this looks like the same lake we just did, just from a little different angle. And I finally figured it out. But the views,
I got those.
a lake on this side and a huge open meadow on this side. So there you have it.
We're reunited.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
So I came down the trail a little bit to see what the sign says, and not very exciting. No stock raising. So we're gonna look for a campsite here, and we'll check in later.
All right, so Sarah and I have just been scouting out potential campsites. Look at this cool boulder. Huh. Whew, pretty cool. You could shelter under there in a storm. So we found a spot further down that way in the trees a bit more. I had found a spot over here in the boulders where there was one tree. It's kind of a tighter squeeze. So I think the better spot, a little more open spaces a little further down. So we're gonna snag that one, but I left my pack up here. Just have to retrieve it and go hook up with Sarah. But yeah, there's definitely potential sites here too that you can make work flat enough. So plenty of options. It's by one of those seasonal stream icons on Far Out. So there's mention of camping here, and the water isn't flowing heavily, but it's flowing well enough. So it's a nice spot. We'll have some nice views over there. Good spot to call it a day. I think we ended up doing about 6 or 7 miles, so pretty good. Oh, there's another spot over here. Look at this. Right in there, that flat area. That looks pretty good too. All right, we'll check in at our home for the night. So we're just getting our tent set up, and I don't know, at some point probably alluded to it in our last backpack. The zipper on my side of the tent, the bottom zipper, it's like two separate zippers, was failing pretty badly. We tried to lube it and clean it, but we think it's just the crimp is off, and I guess you need a specialized tool to do that. And anyway, we're gonna send it in for repair when we get back home in October. But what that meant is we had to buy a new tent, which I mean, we'll definitely get our money's worth out of it over the years, so that's no big deal. But we're just kind of wrapping up getting it set up, and we're noticing some new features. And it's the same one as the copper spur, but the fabric definitely feels different than the last model, that's for sure. And it looks like we already noticed there's a bigger pocket for storage on the foot side of the tent on the inside. So it'll be neat to...
And the door's different.
And the door, oh yeah, the vestibule door, you always have the zipper down the middle, but there's also a zipper on the side. Interesting. So a bunch of new and exciting features to figure out. We'll check in later. Okay, so we've got our tent set up. Sweet. This is our last big backpack, 11 nights, 12 days, if all goes according to plan.
So packs are so heavy.
Brought out the big guns. Plus we have an extra one. Figure it's colder, we might want a lot of hot beverages. But it's funny, at least for me, the last backpack, which was 6 nights, I brought 6 beers, 1 for each night. So this time I brought no beers, and I feel like my pack is lighter with even 12 days worth of food.
My pack's heavier.
Yeah. So that's good for me, just for knowing for through hiking next year. But yeah, overall, good first day. Yeah. Gonna make some hot beverages. Gonna look at the map and figure out where we might want to end up tomorrow as we set up to eventually be at Guitar Lake for a Whitney push. We haven't seen any backpackers, have we?
We passed one person. You mean?
Oh, an older, yeah, it's just that older female.
Yeah.
But we haven't, I mean.
And then we saw a couple people hiking out.
Yeah. We haven't heard anyone, so maybe we'll.
But definitely not since we've been here.
Yeah. So we'll keep our ears open. There's a bigger meadow down that way. I might go a little exploring later in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. And at dusk, maybe see if we see any animals. But for now, we're just going to enjoy the rest of the afternoon and lighten our packs. They'll be lighter tomorrow, sort of. At least there'll be a Subway sandwich later.
Yeah.
So that's something. All right, day one update. Sarah just retreated to the tent. It's getting close to 5 o'clock, but I just walked a little bit downhill from our tent site. So the trail, the PCT, is like above this tree line over here. But this amazing marshy meadow, it's right behind me. So have some coffee and see if spot anything interesting meandering in the meadow here. So anything cool happens, we'll let you know. So I've been sitting on a couple of rocks here in the sun for the past half hour or so. It's so quiet out here. Nothing to report yet.